Hello YouTube, hello to my subscribers. Thanks for tuning in. Happy 1,000 subscribers, kind of unbelievable to me. I am so excited that so many people have found this channel and are finding it helpful. I'm glad you all are enjoying it, and as always, thank you for participating down in the comment section. If you all are not reading the comment section, you're missing out on some really good stuff, so check it out. In the next series of videos, this is going to be a 4-part series because it's kind of long. We're going to address a very disturbing piece of literature that's out right now, and it's called The 48 Laws of Power, and I'll grab the author's name in a second, but it's very easy to find. YouTube has the full audiobook for free. It is 10 hours long, so there's a commitment there, but I actually took the time to listen to it over the course of, it took a couple days for me to finish it. And at the end, I was so disturbed. And at the time, I wasn't doing this channel, but I was disturbed, and I just made a mental note because I said at some point in time in my life, I'm going to address this. Just didn't know how at the time. Now I have this channel. Here's how we're going to address it. This book is so disturbing, you guys, because some of the things that they suggest in it, it just makes you wonder who is out here doing this stuff. Oh my God, are people really out here operating their lives off of these principles? And more than that, what's scarier to me is that people will discover this. Baby budding narcissists, bouncing baby narcissists will come across this book, and they'll internalize it like, oh yes, this is what I've been looking for my whole life. This is the advice that I've been looking for. And they're going to memorize this stuff, and they're going to start using it, and we're going to see a whole new breed take shape. It's very disturbing. So we're actually going to go through all 48 laws, and I'm going to break the videos up so it's not like over an hour long. And here's the thing about some of them. Some of them I actually don't disagree with. Some of them are actually pretty good pieces of life advice. So if it is, I will say that. I'll say this one I agree with, this one, you know, whatever. But for the most part, it's a narcissist handbook, and it's very scary that this type of information is out there for free. So I'm going to go ahead and just start going down the laws. We'll talk through them and just tune in for the videos that follow this one. So let's start with law number 1. Never outshine the master. Make those above you feel superior. Do not show your talents too much. It'll make them insecure. Make the master appear more brilliant than they are. Okay? So basically they're saying don't ever really fully showcase your gifts, your talents. Never perform better than your leader, your supervisor, your manager, maybe your parents. In other words, stifle yourself, invalidate yourself, don't be yourself, because it'll make other people insecure, okay? Make them feel superior. Now, what grain of truth is in that? Of course you want to make people feel good about themselves. If you have a leader or a supervisor who's really helped you along the way, acknowledge them and acknowledge them openly. But this whole don't show your talents too much, it'll make them insecure, I do believe it to be a true thing. I just did a video called High Performers Will Always Fail with Narcissists, and this is pretty much the reason why. They're showing their talents too much, and it's making their leader feel insecure. So if you don't want to trigger the narcissist, tuck those talents away. Law number 2. Never put too much trust in friends. Learn to use enemies. Friends will quickly betray you. Hire former enemies, they'll be loyal. I mean, I think in general in life, it's wise to, be cautious and very, very intentional about your trust and how you give it out. This whole hire your enemies, they'll be loyal. I mean, maybe. So this one, in terms of narcissism, it gets a from me. Law number 3, conceal your intentions. Keep people off balance. They cannot prepare if they don't know. Guide them down the wrong path. Wow. Conceal your intentions. Keep people off balance. They cannot prepare if they don't know. Guide them down the wrong path. I mean, isn't that the definition of gaslighting? So, spend time and mental energy thinking of ways to not be honest with people. That's awesome. That's great advice, guys, for all of society. Law number 4, Always say less than necessary. When trying to impress, the more you say, the more common you look and less in control. Be vague. Powerful people impress and intimidate by saying less. Here's another one that's split in terms of half narc, half good advice. I actually agree with the whole saying less than necessary. I think a lot of people babble. They don't take the time to really structure their thoughts and what they're going to say. And as a result, they do look less intelligent. So that I actually agree with. I think you should take the time, choose your words, and make what you say impactful. Don't babble. But telling people be vague, for a narcissist, that means never fully answering the question. Those of you who've ever been in an argument with a narcissist know that they never give direct answers. They always give gray, cloudy, really murky answers, and it's hard to nail down truth with these people. That's why I have a problem with this particular law, at least one half of it. Law number 5, so much depends on reputation. Guard it with your life. Reputation is the cornerstone of power. Reputation alone will make you win. Destroy enemies by attacking their reputation. Then stand aside and let the public hang them. So here's another one that's split. Yes, your reputation is the cornerstone of your power, and your reputation alone can open doors. It can get you jobs. A lot of great things can come with having a great reputation. So that's not entirely untrue, okay? But destroy enemies by attacking their reputation and stand aside and let the public hang them. Only in a situation where, look at politics right now. That's all that they do, politicians. They attack each other's reputation. They let the public hang them. I think certain arenas, it's more appropriate. But if we're talking day-to-day average life, and a narcissist is, oh, that's a great idea. I'm going to attack their reputation. Smear campaign. Here you go. This is the smear campaign. I wish this was on paper because I could have written off to the side of each one of them. Smear campaign, gaslighting. Okay? So, yes, your reputation is important, but don't smear campaign people just to get ahead. That's craziness. That's how narcissists think. Law number 6, court attention at all costs. Everything is judged by appearance. What is unseen counts for nothing. Never get lost in a crowd. Be mysterious. Appear more colorful than the masses. So I think this is part of the narcissist's original definition that most of society believes about them. Most of society believes they're vain, superficial, always craving attention in the spotlight, which they are, because as we've learned, they love to talk about themselves. They want you to be the audience member. They do want all the attention to be on them, especially if it's in regard to something good that's happening. So this applies to them. Courting attention at all costs, never getting lost in a crowd, and being mysterious and appearing more colorful. They usually have a very inflated sense of self and ego. Law number 7, let others do the work for you, but always take credit. That's like a narcissist motto. These Real Housewives shows? That would be their intro speech. I let other people do the work for me, but I always get the credit. Doesn't that sound like one of the intro speeches? Use the skills of others to do the work for you. Never do yourself what others can do for you. Your efficiency will appear godlike. So, this is why this book bothers me so much, because there are pieces of it that are true. I believe in delegation. I believe if you have the money and you can have a delivery service bring your groceries to you as opposed to you going to get them, I don't see anything wrong with that. If you can pay someone to type out your documents for you or basically be your secretary, that's delegating. I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't see anything wrong with a fair transaction in the name of efficiency. What I see a problem with are transactions in the name of trampling on others and getting ahead. So using other people to do all your work, but you take full credit and you don't give them any credit at all. That is what I have the problem with. Law number 8, make other people come to you. Use bait if necessary. When you force others to act, you're in control. Make opponents come to you. lure with gains than attack. I mean, I just cannot believe that this is a real book, and it's out there. It's out there for free on YouTube. You can buy it with money. Lure with gains than attack. So what does that look like for the narcissist? This is your love bombing, you know, making you feel like everything's okay and honeymoon stage and things are going to be great. And then they set you up for the attack because they never intended to stay in love. They intended to lure you back in. I mean, I just think this is so sick. Law number 9, win through your actions, never through argument. So this one I actually agree with. You never win through argument. It's more powerful to win with actions. Demonstrate, do not explain. So that I actually agree with. You know, be a person of action. You can state what you're going to do, but you don't have to continually justify what you're going to do, explain it away. State what you're going to do and do it, or just do what you're going to do and let the results speak for themselves. So that one I actually am not detecting any narcissism in. Law number 10, infection. Avoid the unhappy and the unlucky. You'll die from others' misery. Emotional states are as infectious as diseases. The unfortunate draw misfortune on themselves and will draw it on you. Associate with the happy and fortunate. That one I actually also agree with. I think that one of the worst things that people can do to themselves is to maintain friendships and associations with people who just have bad luck. They're always down on their luck. It's always, things are never going their way. I do believe bad luck is kind of contagious. And I also believe people's energy is contagious. And if they've just got that dark cloud that they're determined not to get rid of, I'm not talking about someone who's going through a temporary hard time. I'm talking about someone who's just persistently negative. There's always a cloud. And a lot of narcs can be like this sometimes. There's always something going wrong. They want you to be the audience member while you listen to all their struggles. Get away with that. It's depressing. It drains you of your life force. It drains you of your mental energy. Get away from that. So that I actually agree with. And that's why this book is such a problem, because there's so much narcissism mixed in with really great advice. Number 11, law 11, learn to keep people dependent on you. To maintain independence, you must be needed and wanted. The more you're relied on, the more freedom you have. Make people depend on you for happiness. Never teach them enough so they can do without you. Oh my God. So for all my perpetual children out there, or children who have narcissistic parents, that line should sound very familiar. Never teach them enough so they can do without you. Never supply them with enough skills or information and knowledge that they'll be able to survive in the world on their own. Never give them enough training to where they can fully master the job and possibly get promoted and possibly have your job one day. Never, ever, ever make them your spouse financially able enough to leave you. I mean, this is just sick. Oh, it's sick, you guys. Law 12, use selective honesty and generosity to disarm your victim. One sincere move will cover over a dozen dishonest ones. Honesty can bring down the guard of suspicious people. Open their shield with honesty, then deceive. Do I really need to even break that one down? I don't think I need to. I'm just going to read it again and then cut this video. Law 12, use selective honesty and generosity to disarm your victim. One sincere move will cover over a dozen dishonest ones. Oh my God. Honesty can bring down the guard of suspicious people. Open their shield with honesty, then deceive. That plays into law number 8, lure with gains, then attack. Open their shield with honesty, then deceive. Like, whoever wrote this book, like, I feel like he should be jailed. Like, this is criminal. Isn't this how criminals think? Like, if you gave this to a couple of criminals up in the federal prison, they'd probably be like, oh yeah, duh, this is not new information to us. Why are you giving this to us? We know this already. That's why we're here. I'm blown away by it. I'm very interested to hear what you guys have to say. Also, I tend to remember things as I listen to my videos back, but they're all already published. So occasionally I'll do annotations in the video. I can't guarantee them, and I know you guys probably won't just stare at the screen the whole time, but just know that every now and then annotations pop up. And on a video like this, in a series like this, the more I listen to it, the more things I'll remember that I should have said and didn't. So this one will probably definitely have annotations within a couple days or so. So real quick, Law 1, never outshine the master. Law 2, never put too much trust in friends, learn to use enemies. Law 3, conceal your intentions. Law 4, always say less than necessary. Law 5, so much depends on reputation, guard it with your life. Law 6, court attention at all costs. Law 7, let others do the work for you, but always take credit. Law 8, make other people come to you. Use bait if necessary. Law 9, win through your actions, never through argument. Law 10, infection, avoid the unhappy and the unlucky. Law 11, learn to keep people dependent on you. And Law 12, use selective honesty and generosity to disarm your victim. What a pleasant person.